Alright, what's up guys? So, title of this video, do I still deal with hate? Now, if you guys known me for some time, I have to say, if you've been subscribed to me since before May, was it April or May? April or May, like pretty much at the beginning of the pandemic. Like, so like when, like March, I feel like that was like the actual true like beginning of the pandemic. But yeah, if you've been subscribed to me like before, then you already know what I'm talking about. But for those that have been subscribed, if you subscribe to me at any given point after March 2020 or like during that time frame, like March to May, yeah, then you guys probably don't even know unless you've searched my name up and then you've seen some of the videos about me throughout the time. But yeah, if not, so to explain to you guys, back in 2016, I got into it with this YouTuber. One thing led to another, and then yeah, I was getting hated on for like a good solid like 4 years, pretty much. Like it started in like the beginning of 2016, and then it really like went crazy towards the end of that same year. And then yeah, from there it was just wild, bro. Like it was like anytime when I would upload a video, just rate it with dislikes. So that's why I was one of the main people that was like, I didn't even care about the dislikes being taken away. Like when you upload a video and it's being disliked for no reason, like a shout out video, you know, like you guys know me, I'm doing shout out videos all the time. So you upload a shout out video for somebody, you're doing it out the kindness of your heart. You're trying to show them nothing but the most amount of love and support. And then you got people mad because you're doing reaction videos, disliking the video. Like, yeah, it's stuff like that, man, where I'm like, you know, it was time consuming, you know, but that's what I did tell myself in the beginning of 2020. I was like, I really got to sit down and focus on just, you know, YouTube and, you know, like not like beefing in YouTube, but just YouTube, content creating, bettering myself, creating more channels. For those that don't know, I have 42 other YouTube channels. And then, yeah, you know, getting more deeper involved with my podcast, like doing everything possible to just really sit down and be a better content creator. Just, you know, be the best of myself. So, yeah, beginning of 2020, I was in that mindset. And it was just, you know, one step at a time, like, you know, recording more videos when because I was at that time, I was still working in Seattle. So it was like after work, like, you know, instead of laying down taking a nap, you know, recording videos. And then later on that night, like, you know, freaking 12 or you know, 1 o'clock in the morning, recording more videos, freaking recording, like, you know, working on stuff while I'm you know, at my other job, the cafe job in Seattle. So yeah, it was just a bunch of different things. And then when the pandemic had started, I was like, okay, I really gotta sit down and take this time and opportunity. Like, am I not gonna focus on it, or am I going to, like, you know, sit down and take time with this and focus on it and stuff? And so sure enough, that's what I did. And yeah, like, you know, like I know I'm gonna eventually do a video like thanking all these guys and stuff, but yeah, it was like reacting to McNasty, Blarg, the Do, Soup, Grizzy, like everybody else. But like those guys, like if it wasn't for reacting, because I know it was the try not to laugh and try not to cringe video, I think that was uploaded on McNasty's channel. If it wasn't for McNasty, you know, like I just want to take the time real quick to just thank him for, you know, letting me react to his videos and stuff. Like, he very well could have reached out to me and told me not to, or even, you know, gave me a copyright strike and stuff. And I would have had to accept that. And, you know, it's like, and then would have had to figure out another way of, you know, like bettering myself as a content creator and stuff. But no, he really did like help me out and stuff. So I know a lot of you guys are like most likely know of me because of him. And I can't be that person where I'm like, I can't give credit when credit is due. Like, no, he helped my channel, like, you know, elevate a lot. So no, like big shout out to McNasty, all those guys and everybody else. But I do plan on doing a video where I am just sitting down and thanking them for, you know, like really helping and elevating my channel and stuff. But yeah, then afterwards it was like, it was chill. Like once I had started reacting to him, like the hate had honestly just stopped. And it was crazy because it was like one day you upload a video and it's just getting rated with dislikes. Next day you upload a video and then it just stopped. And I'm like, I don't know what's going on here, but I like it. Like, so anyways, so after that, obviously I think everybody knows of, like, 2020, 2021, and then this year and stuff. And past, like, couple years, it's been chill. Like, I can't even complain and stuff. But there was like a brief moment on Twitch, because so the hate, like, kind of stopped. Like, it was like somewhat chill. Actually, no. So 2020, I was dealing with this guy on Twitter, and this dude was, oh my god, like, this guy, he had, like, I think he still does till this day, but he has a whole, like, Twitter account dedicated to just posting about everything that I post throughout the day. So I could make a tweet, an Instagram post, freaking anything possible. This dude was like, nah, he was freaking there watching and stuff. And I'm like, bruh, like, you gotta realize that's weird. You a grown man. Like, go do some grown man stuff. Like, you're just being weird, bro. But I was dealing with that. And I think I remember I shut that whole thing down because it was during the protesting that was going on in 2020, the George Floyd and Breonna Taylor protesting. And I remember I was like, because there was a time where I think, like, I don't know, we had like a conversation. I think it was just, something that I had, like, brought up, like, in a podcast episode. And I was all like, this dude's, like, so worried about everything that I'm doing. I'm like, when there's, like, a much more bigger and serious situation going on in the world, it's like, there's this Breonna Taylor and George Floyd situation. So, like, how about we sit down, take the time, like, rather than being, like, enemies and crap, let's sit down, take the time to focus on that, and, like, bring some awareness to that. I kid you guys not. This dude's response to that was that that's not important to him. Like, yeah, black people wrongfully getting killed across the world, that's not important to him. So, once I had, like, said that out loud, then he just kind of went under, just, like, off the radar and stuff, and wasn't really being as, like, confronting with me and things. He actually did, like, private a lot of those things, and then he blocked me on social media, and I'm like, I don't get that. Usually it's the other way around, but hey, I'm fine with that. As long as I ain't gotta see you, I am 100% fine with that. But anyway, so there was that. And then 2021, like, that's when I had started streaming. So with streaming, it was pretty much like a whole new environment for me. And I had to say, like, at the start of it, it was when I had was kind of, like, somewhat dealing with hate. And I had to say that was, like, when I started streaming, I had to say, like, that was probably the last time I had seen somebody make a video on me. So that was, like, maybe in the beginning of 2021, I think. I don't know. I wasn't really paying attention. When I started streaming, that's when that stuff had kind of, like, that's why, at least when I stopped seeing videos being made about me. But anyways, there was, like, a time where some people joined my stream and then was like, like, asking me questions, and they were just only doing it so they can make some video against me and stuff. And I'm like, it's whatever, I don't care. I'm having fun playing a lawn mowing simulator. Like, that's where I'm at. You're sitting here trying to make a video about me. I'm trying to figure out what spot of the freaking yard I need to cut so I can complete the mission and go on to the next yard and stuff. But yeah, I'm like, man, it's stupid. I'm like, you guys are not realizing that. It's a waste of time. Like, obviously, I found better things to do. Yes, start up a streaming channel and play lawn mowing simulator. So, like, I don't care no more, man. You guys can go on about that, but it's like, it don't matter to me and stuff. So, anyways, then that stopped, and then this is when it kind of, like, got bad again. And I feel like now it's affected some of my because I've made, like, quite a few friends off of Twitch, and so it's messed up because now they're affected by it and things. But anyway, so there was a day where I was just randomly streaming and this guy joined, and I'm saying, when, like, people randomly join your stream, you don't know where they come from, and that was it and stuff. And so anyways, he joins. Everything seemed normal up until he said that he used to be a fan of a YouTuber that I had problems with. And then at that point, I just lost all trust in the situation. Like, I was like, nope, can't trust this guy. I'm like, something just don't seem right. And I'm like, this is just, nah, don't trust it. So, anyways, so once when that was brought up, I was like, all right, it's whatever. But every time when he would join my stream, he always wanted to talk about it. And I'm like, if you was a fan of him, why are we like reliving it? Like, bruh, I'm trying to freaking drift in car X and stuff. Like, I don't care about that crap. So, anyways, I told him, I was just like, bro, like, let's talk about something else. Like, every time you join the stream, you always want to like talk on like freaking the people that I had problems with. I'm like, I don't care about that stuff no more. I've obviously have moved on and stuff. It don't matter to me. I'm like freaking playing a video game. I'm having fun, chilling with people. Like, nah, man, let's talk on something else. And so at that point, then the questions, like, he just started asking me like personal questions that was just weird and off the blue and stuff. I remember the one question I called him out on was just like, why do you need to know that information? But he was just like, how many stories is your house? I'm like, what kind of off the wall question is that? I'm like, notice how like everybody else is not asking me weird questions like that. We're either talking about this, you know, the game I'm playing or other video games or just stuff that's going on in the world. They're not asking me like, hey, how's the body structure of your house? Like, what's the foundation? How many like pieces of carpet do you have in your house? I'm like, bro, what kind of weird question is that? He's like, it's not weird. I'm like, it is weird. If I'm telling you that it's a weird question, you can't tell somebody what's weird and what's not weird. That's a weird question. You don't be just going in people's streams asking them that. And I bet money I can go into anybody else's stream that he's following and ask them, like, has he asked you that question? No, yes, because it's a weird question. You don't just go around asking people how their house is built and all that, or how many stories is it. And I'm like, bro, it's weird. Don't ask people questions like that. So, anyways, then he asked me, then there was like the racism started kicking in when he asked me the one question. He was like, do you have a gun? And I know most people like, that's not racist, like anybody can own a gun. Okay, yeah, that fair point. I totally 100% agree. Anybody and everybody in this world can have a gun. That race doesn't, you know, a gun doesn't belong just to one specific race. Anybody can own a gun, right? Facts. So anyways, so I said, no, like, why even ask me that? Like, what was the whole point of asking me that? Now, sit down if you standing up, all right? Just sit down. But he goes on and says, oh, I assume because you're black and you probably live in the hood, like, that's why you know, would have owned a gun. And I'm like, I don't. Like, that's... I'm like, something's wrong with this guy, man. Like, that's not even, like, bad communication skills. Like, no, something is literally wrong with you, bro. Like, you need to take a solid minute, like, off the internet. Because, nah, something got your mind all mixed up. But then it was that. And then there was the other situation where I was like, okay, you know, there were so many times and opportunities I should have blocked them, but... No, then he would come through the streams and he was like talking about his friends and talking about like his family, and I'm like, bro, why are you telling me this stuff? Like, I get like if you're having problems at home, but it just, these conversations is so random and out the blue. Like, I don't get it, bruh. And so, but anyways, no, so for those that don't know, I've told this story numerous times. I'm saying, like, I've been telling this story since freaking, probably I had to say her since I started, like, you know, being like serious about content creating. So probably like as far back as like 2015, I probably mentioned it then. If not, I know I've mentioned it like way, like so many other times prior before he had started joining my streams. I've done podcast episodes about it. I've tweeted about it. I posted it on social media. Like, I'm saying, this is something that you can't miss. All right. So anyways, so there was a time I remember in the stream when we were talking on relationships. Like, we were just kind of like passing out advice to everybody and stuff, kind of telling stories and all that. And so I can't remember, we wasn't even talking on like, you know, race or any of that stuff, but I'm saying like this dude, he definitely has like not even a hint, he probably got like a whole lot of racism in him and stuff. But anyways, then there's other times, it's funny because the whole reason why I even blocked him in the first place is because he was saying some racist stuff about his friend's little brother. So anyways, there was so we were doing the whole like relationship thing, and this is happening on my stream, and so we're all just, me and some other people, we're all just talking on it. He comes up out the blue, out of nowhere, and he's all like, I don't know if this is racist or not, but I don't think it's or he was like, I would turn somebody down because of the color of their skin. And I'm like, that's racist. You know, like, that ain't no different than saying, like, you ain't gonna be friends with somebody for the color of their skin. Now, in his words, that's racist. But in relationship, no, that's not racist. And I'm like, and that same thing had happened to me back when I was in high school. And like I said, I've talked on that so many different times. I'm like, I know he's trying to do things to, like, get me upset at this point. Like, you just randomly come up out the blue. We're not even talking on that. You just randomly come up out the blue and start talking on that. Like, nah, now I know you're trying to do stuff to, like agitate me and things. And so, and it didn't really dawn to me then, because I'm like, so I'm trying to play a game, talk with other people. So there's so many things on my mind at that point. And so, I'm telling him, like, bro, that is racist. There ain't no argument about it and stuff. I'm like, you never gonna have a good relationship thinking like that. He's like, that's not true. It is true. I'm like, you think like that because it ain't no different. My thing is this. It ain't no different if somebody, if you go and apply for a job and they're like, I can't hire you because of the color of your skin. Or if you're trying to go buy some freaking Jordans at Foot Locker and they're like, I can't sell you these Jordans because of the color of your skin. Or if you're going to McDonald's to get you a Big Mac and they're like, I can't give you this food because of the color of your skin. That is racist. You can even put that on that TV show, like, what would you do? That scenario show where they just capture other people. And no, I promise you guys, I promise you, when there's a day when me and a friend of a different race, if we are just sitting down, all right, chilling, I'm like, hey, you know what? Let's do a video real quick. I just want to, like, capture people's reaction to this, okay? So we gonna have to set it up. I am going to play that scenario out in public, right? Out in public, where it's like, it's gonna either happen to me or her, but I'm like, no, it has to be said. I'm like, I'm sorry, but, you know, I know you know, like, we always talk about a relationship and stuff, but I can't be with you because of the color of your skin. Like, let's say she's Hispanic. I'm like, you're Hispanic. I'm sorry, but I don't see myself with a Hispanic woman. You're going to sit down and tell me to my face that is not racist? Bro, anytime when they will play that out in a movie or anything else, there's this movie called Imitation of Life. They actually reenact that. It's like this old, like, 50s, 60s movie. But the girl she was going around, because it was like, so the girl's mom was like, you can tell, like, visibly in her face that she was black. And then the daughter, it was like, they just hired, I don't think she was actually black. She didn't even look mixed, but I'm like, I don't know. Maybe she could have just had, like, an extreme light skin thing going on or something. But anyways, so and then this scene was so dark and things. That whole movie was dark. But anyways, so, she, like, is like, you can, like, see that she's lighter, so she does look white and things. I think the actor is actually white, but anyway, so, like, towards the end portion of the movie, like, it wasn't like all the way at the ending, but it was like kind of like, okay, you can look and see, okay, this movie got like 20-30 minutes left and things. So it was like almost like they ain't got to like everything they need to get to leading up to their adult years and stuff. So the adult years is like pretty much the, like, end portion of the movie. But anyways, so she's out on a date. And the guy is, you know, like, they hitting it off, all that crap. And then I think she eventually did, like, tell him that she is black. And the dude went crazy, started beating her down in the street and things. I'm like, you mean to tell me that's not racist? I'm like, this man, why? Because my thing is this, if it's not racist, he shouldn't have tripped, right? I'm saying, like, but if you're tripping over a person's race, like, it don't matter what the situation or scenario is, it is racist. No arguments about it. Anybody in the comments is like, oh, well, there's this. I don't care. I do not care. It is racist. All right. So anyways, I should have blocked him then, but I didn't. And then there was another time where he was just being rude to my friends. Cause so me and some other friends, we was in the stream just like randomly talking about our jobs and stuff. And me being a content creator. And then there was another friend of mine that's an engineer. And I was like, fam, like, we got some, like, freaking millionaire type jobs. Like, nah, we gonna at least have, like, a M, like, in our bank account and stuff. Like, nah, we gonna be millionaires doing what we're doing. And he just came up out the blue out of nowhere, and he was just all like, I don't think you guys are ever gonna be millionaires. So at this point, because I'm playing the game, so I'm trying to, like, focus on this game that I'm playing, and then, like, also try to, like, think of a response. Because I'm like, who just comes up out the blue and says some stuff like that? I'm saying, like, my thing is this. even if it's a friend of mine's, all right, if it's a friend of mine's and they're working at McDonald's and they're all like, one day I'm gonna be a millionaire. If they're saying that they're gonna be a millionaire at McDonald's, like flipping burgers or being a cashier or whatever, I'm all like, fam, what is the game plan that you're trying? Because I want to help you on this. I'm not gonna be that person. I'm like, it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna work. I look at life like this. Anything is possible. If you want to be a millionaire flipping burgers at McDonald's, do that. Do what you want to do. Change the world. Do things. Be different and stuff. But I'm not going to tell people, oh, it's not possible. So, but no, this is what he was overall saying. So, he's getting into it, arguing with my friend. And it was like, at that point, that's when it like clicked. I'm like, wait a minute. He's being rude to my friend too. I'm all like, no, hold on. Time out. This ain't going to, nah, this is not allowed. And so, he goes on and says that there's not one person in this world that's a millionaire. And I'm like, yeah, I guess Bill Gates and Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk, I guess those guys just don't exist no more. Yeah, Microsoft, they only ever made like $999 or $999,999. Yeah, that's the cap of Microsoft. Like, yeah, you know, if that's the case, I'm like, bro, I'm gonna buy Microsoft at some point in time. That's the cap price, right? Like, no, it doesn't go above $1 million and stuff. So anyways, so after he said that, then I snapped and went off on him and things, because no, I was getting tired of his crap. I'm like, you always come through my streams and say some disrespectful stuff. It's like, bro, either leave or like stop being disrespectful. But it's like, no, you need to chill on that. He's like, stop being disrespectful. I'm not being disrespectful. And I'm like, if you got multiple people telling you that you're being disrespectful, fam, like, you are being disrespectful. Like, that's not even like, I don't know what that is. I'm like, but I remember, I think he, or no, it was somebody else that told me that maybe he might have like a communication problem. And I'm like, he has something wrong with them, because that just don't make any sense, where it's like you carry on like that, especially to some people that you don't even know. And I'm saying, like, it's stuff, I'm like, yeah, I hope one day he sits down and deals with a person just like him, so he can, like, it, like, clicks in his head, like, oh, well, I didn't realize I was carrying. But I'm like, I think at the end of the day, like, going all the way back to the very first conversation we had, and he was all like, oh, I used to be a fan. I'm like, yeah, it's all started making sense at some point in time. But no, then I remember the last interaction we had, he goes on and he started like talking about, so he started off like saying that his friend was coming into town. I guess they were going to be, you know, chilling or something. I'm like, oh, that's chill, cool. I'm like, it's always dope when, you know, friends come into town and stuff, and you guys are just chilling and things. I'm like, it's always dope. And so anyways, then he started talking about the friend's little brother, like in a negative way, like talking about how he acts. And then he started going off about how black people act on TV, saying that they talk with a slang and all this. I'm like, bro, what? So freaking Idris Elba, like, that man, that's literally a British accent. I'm like, what are you talking about? And I'm like, this. And so after he said that, I didn't react to kind of like, you know, when he was disrespecting my friends. I didn't even have a reaction like that. I just told him, I'm like, bro, just stop. I'm all like, honestly, stop. I'm like, that's disrespectful. I'm sitting here talking about how black people act on TV. It's like, you're not black. So even to have that conversation in the first place, it's like, no. It's like, don't even try to have that conversation. And yeah, after that, I remember after I ended the stream, I banned him, and I was just like, and it felt so refreshing and so good. And it honestly, it felt like now I'm like, okay, that was it. That was like the last bit of it. Like, that's it. That's all I'm dealing with. Cause that dude is like, nah, bro, you got something wrong with you. And it's crazy because he's like following like streamers that I'm chilled with and stuff, and then he's like all in their streams being cool with them, not saying disrespectful things. But it was only in my streams where he was talking on race and talking on all this other stuff. And I'm like, I sat down and watched how this dude act in other people's streams. Never talked on none of that stuff. And I'm like, and then he knows if he did, it's gonna be the same thing that he gets in my stream, banned. And so yeah, I was like, bro, it's something. I'm like, it's stuff like that. It's like, bro, go away. Like, man, get out of here. But yeah, that was like the last bit of like, I had to say hate that I dealt with. And that was last year. I was like, I am not going into the new year dealing with this guy. So I'm like, no, I'm like, this dude, he is getting his one and only shot this year, and his chances and opportunities after that. I'm like, I guess he did try to like come through my stream one time And no, there was another streamer that told me, and I was just like, I ended up banning that account too. And I was like, nah, bro, it's like, get out of here with that. It's like, I don't want you here. It's like, you get banned. It's like, understand that. It's like, don't come through my streams no more. It's like, nah, it's like, you're toxic. Something's wrong with you and you need help. So, anyways, but yeah. After that, though, I'm like, nah, that was last year. So, last year, if I had made this video, it probably would have been yes. But this year, so far, no. And I'm like, thank God. I'm like, I don't want to deal with these guys no more. I don't want to talk with them, conversate with them, none of that. Like, I did have, like, a brief conversation, though. Like, it wasn't even really a conversation. These guys are trying to get me to do, like, some private call with them. And I'm like, no, I'm not doing it. I'm like, either we talk publicly or there's just no reason to talk at all. But I'm like, every time you guys made a video about me, it wasn't like it was a private video. So why all of a sudden a conversation between us needs to be private? I'm like, no, we talk about this stuff publicly, or it's just there's no reason. I'm like, no reason to talk. So, and that was I had to say. So like, yeah, that was like the last time I had to say I dealt with any of that crap, and then after that it was just chilled. So I'm chilling, you know, and I'm like, that's all I really want to do. But anyways, and that being said, I will talk to you guys later though. I got a lot of content coming out from TikTok videos, reaction videos. I plan on working on some music here soon. What else? And then, oh yeah, by the way, I stream twice a day on Twitch. So for those that don't know, I stream on there, same name, TMossBoss. And I like play like a variety of games. I don't just stick with one game and stuff. And yeah, you know, so I'm just chilling for the most part, you know. So am I dealing with hate? You know, I obviously gave y'all the long answer, but short answer, not really. You know, I hope after I do this video, it's like people, oh, let's go, and like, no. I ain't trying to do nothing with no haters. I ain't trying to talk with y'all, conversate. I ain't trying to make no videos, none of that. This is the one and only time I'm talking on this crap. After that, fam, I have 42 other YouTube channels to worry about, a podcast, Twitch channel, trying to think of some games that I can play. Did I say TikTok? TikTok. If I didn't say TikTok, I felt like I said it twice, but yeah, I'm like, there's so much different content. I've put myself like in a situation where I have no choice but to focus on this stuff. So yeah, I'm like, trust me, I am keeping my mind buried in all this crap, and yeah, just overall, you know, just, you know, having fun with it too on top of that. So, but anyways, and that being said, I will talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for watching. Like, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and peace.